Hey guys, Pinobi here bringing another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck list video. I know it has been a while. Let me just say that for those of you that have messaged me regarding Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, there are a couple people that wanted to see a Machina Gadget build. I actually do have a deck like that with a really original and budget take on it, so I do plan to upload that. All that cool stuff. Someone requested a Spirit deck. I don't know if anyone else is interested in that, but I actually do have all the cards to do that, so I think I will go ahead and make that for those of you that want to see that. If there is a deck that you're interested in, go ahead and leave a comment below and I will try to make a video for you and all that cool stuff. I think it could be pretty fun. This is going to be a really cool, in my opinion, Gladiator Beast deck list. For those of you that do not know, Gladiator Beasts are my main deck type. I really love Glads, been playing them for multiple formats. And I know that they seem a little cookie cutter, and they're not exactly known for a whole lot of room for tech choices. I mean, some people play Thunder Kings and stuff like that, and Effect Veilers nowadays. But overall, the deck is kind of considered Tier 2. So anywho, I'm just going to go ahead and show you my version of the deck. This deck has been doing work on people at my locals. It's been performing really well, even with all the plant, crap going around and all the junky planny quick draw stuff. So it still does well. I'm hoping it'll do well in the new Sam format too, because Sams really rely on that back row, and this deck, of course, with Bestiari and Gazaris abuse, is really good at limiting that. So yeah, let's just go ahead and take a look at the deck. And it's also going to include extra deck and a sideboard and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, we have two Gladiator Beast Laquari. Beat stick of the deck, of course. 1800 pops out at 21. You guys know the drill. Gotta have your two Laquaris. Some people play them at 3 now because people don't play Samnite because of no more Rescue Cat, but I prefer not to. 3 Darius. Yes, 3 Darius. The reason I play Darius at 3 is because this deck, as you'll see, is really heavy on Gazaris play, and it makes a lot of sense when you see the tech choices for this deck. So you really need 3 Darius, plus he's the second highest beater, so being able to get that second highest attack is always good, and being able to get an extra Glad out from the grave is really good for Herc play, and obviously Gazaris play. So 3 Darius, 1 Samnite. Really good because even though there's no more Test Tiger and you have to tag into him before his effects will work, people are playing so much quick draw now, and so there's like Dandelion gets so much play that you can easily run into a Dandelion with whoever, your Hop or your Murmillo, trying to get him back into the deck, tag out into Samnite, run over a token next turn, get your Chariot, and you're all set up to negate whatever they try to synchro into, they try to Black Rose you, etc. So I still think it's important to play 1. Next, 3 Equeste. Now this is unheard of to most people. A lot of Glad players play 2. I've even seen some play 1 because they need to make room for those Effect Veilers. But you will see why I play 3. Also, my play style is very card economics. That's kind of how I play the game. I love having hand advantage versus extensive field presence. I like to make sure I always get my pluses, so Equeste is a very important card for my style of play, and you'll see how the rest of the deck works with 3 Equests. 1 Bestiari, of course. Yeah, he's your main Gazaris, obvious abuse. 1 Retiari in the main deck. Some people side him. This is a card that you want to side out against certain matches, so you have to make sure to play it smart. But yeah, when it's tagged in and removes a card from their graveyard, really useful. And 1 Murmillo, obvious. I don't think anyone plays I don't know if other people play more than 1, but yeah, 1 Murmillo, because you don't want to be drawn into him. 1 Hop. Now, Hop is an important card. If you're going to play Gladiator Beast, even though the deck seems really obvious, there are a few things you just kind of need to know. And I'll explain how I use my Hoplomus more when I get to the spells. Next is 3 Test Tiger, obvious. Pop them off to bounce a Glad back to the deck, bounce 1 in, get its effect off. You can use it to abuse Samnite if you want to. If you see a token, summon Samnite, special summon Test Tiger, pop Samnite for Samnite, so it gets its effect, run over. So basically you can trade in your Test Tiger for a Chariot. Just something to be mindful of. You can, normally when you tag a Gladiator Beast you cannot tag for yourself, but with Test Tiger you can get the Gladiator Beast that you send in, so keep that in mind. Basic Glad stuff, you guys all know that. We're all pros, right? One Prisma. Some people play Prisma at 2, some people don't like to play it. I really like Prisma. Like I said, this deck is very heavy on Gazaris abuse. So yeah, one Prisma, very important. I see some people play like 2 Prisma, Stratos, Rhoda. I would not recommend that. I've played it before. It's just, I really would not recommend that style of play. You're going to wish you drew into a Glad when you draw into Stratos, even if you get that plus. 3 Proving Ground. Now this is something that I don't see enough people do. This makes up for the fact that you only have one Bestiari, that and some other tech choice. But this card is so important. There have been so many times where I've top decked into Proving, and it lets me get the Laquari to run over their monster. It lets me get the Bestiari to contact to just completely wreck them. People are playing Raikou so much, and you can just get your Bestiari. Oh my god, contact, it's so good, so good. Also, really good with Hoplomus. I said I'd be talking about how I play my Hoplomus. Let's say you have one of these in hand. You tag into let's say you run something over because they have like a defense monster or whatever. You run over something with Murmillo to get it back in the deck. You run something over with your, Darius, Equeste, nothing big. And you tag straight into Hoplomus because you have this card in hand. Hoplomus is going to be statistically the hardest Glad to run over. Also because he's in defense position, people won't feel as threatened. It's really good to just sit there for a turn so that you can get into your Bestiari and contact. 1 MST, just for back row hate. Some people like to play that too. Some people play My Bodies instead because people say that because there's no more heavy, that people are going to play too many back rows for MST to be a good 1-for-1 exchange. It's just not worth it because you don't get the field dominance from it. But keep in mind it is chainable, which is always can sort of give you a +1 depending on the situation. But honestly, good players will not overextend themselves. And a lot of people, when they're playing against Gladiator Beasts, won't just set things nonchalantly because of Bestie. So they're going to set their warnings, they're going to set their bottomlesses, and that is stuff that you need to hit. So yeah, you definitely want to play at least 1 MST. Really good card, obviously. 1 Dark Hole, staple. Not much to say there. Also, like I said, on the note of Dark Hole, my style is very card economics. I like to play hand advantage. Some Glad players are really aggressive. They always want their Laquaris on the field, always. I like to get my Equests to get stuff back. So, depending on your play style, just keep in mind. 2 Book. Some people play it at 3, but I'm running a trap-heavy build, and I usually don't have a problem with defense, and I usually don't have to run stuff over as much because of my really heavy Gazaris play. So 2 Book gets the job done for my build. Again, it just depends how you play. 1 Reborn. Yeah, having ability to special summon a Glad from the graveyard is just broken, even more so than a lot of decks, because you Reborn for whatever Glad you want, you Proving Ground for Bestie, set the Bestie, contact. Easy pluses. So that is the monsters and spells. Going on to the traps. For attack negation, you're going to play a lot of hate because, like I said, I like to play Equests, so they're easy to run over. So you're playing 1 Mirror Force, 2 Depriz, really good against Stardust because Glads are usually destruction effects, so really good Stardust hate, that and Retiari. Retiari is a godsend when against Stardust. That alone is enough reason to main deck Reti. If you're not... 2 Waboku. A lot of people this format are not playing Waboku and Glads anymore. They're playing more aggressive, they're playing Veilers, they're playing Thunder Kings. Waboku, for some reason, people just are not expecting it anymore, and it does serious work. You get your plus with Equeste, you have a Waboku set, they try to run it down, they try to punish you for playing hand advantage over field presence, and then Waboku makes up for it, lets you tag into Bestie, knock away back row, next turn summon with whatever you got back with Equeste, go into Gazaris. It just really, really is just good stuff. I think 3 is overkill, but that's just me. 1 TT for summoning hate. Like, once again, like I said, if you're an aggressive Glad player that is always playing your Laquaris, some people can go without Torrential, but my build, like I said, hand advantage, Torrential is just a staple. 2 Bottomless, obvious. Bottomless does work. That's for summoning hate. For negation, you have 1 Solemn, of course, the king of all negation. I actually don't have Solemn Warnings, or else I would have put it, but so this deck isn't really budget because you do play Solemn and you play Mirror Force and you play Deprison and you play Reti and you play all that kind of stuff, but I don't have warnings, but it doesn't, you'll see how I make up for that. So yeah, Solemn, obvious. Still with negation, 2 Chariot. Like I said, I play Equeste a lot. I play a lot of Equeste play, so you cycle Chariots. You don't really need to play 3. You do play Samnite, so you can search it. 3 is just kind of overkill. It's just a little dead draw. Then 1 Trap Stun. Some people like to play Trap Stun at 2. You'll notice my trap lineup is really heavy. I play really heavy trap lineup, and some of my traps do activate during their turn. Also, I play MST. Really heavy Gazaris play, so you'd think I need more Trap Stun, but you'd be surprised. It actually works pretty well. And then finally, the last cards of the deck. Well, actually not yet. 1 more. We have Call the Haunted. A lot of Glad players don't play Call. I like Call for 2 big reasons. 1, it gives you a bestie target to, if you tag out, then Call will stay, and it gives you a target to blow up with Bestiari, because a lot of times if your opponent has no back row, you can't tag to Bestie because it's a mandatory effect and you have to blow up your own back row, so you can blow up your Call. But 2, because this is such a heavy Gazaris play deck with 3 Proving Ground, you call any Glad Beast back during the end phase, Proving for Bestie, set, contact Gazaris, just does work. And then the big tech of the deck is Icarus Attack. 2 Icarus Attack. This is... I've never seen a Glad player play this before, but it is so good. It does so much freaking work. Like, oh man. Because my style is so Equeste heavy, I just have these Icaruses sitting here, and it almost always just lets me end phase, pop whatever I need to pop, and then just go into Broke and just start doing tagging freaking business, and you can just Darius back the Equests and go into Herc. You can do all sorts of broken shenanigans. You can Equeste to get the Equeste back in your hand. It just is so good. And the other big thing that makes this a good card is that with Bestiari at 1, and with people not expecting this, sometimes people will not use their warning, sometimes people will not use their Bottomless on your Glad because they're saving it for Bestie. You tag into Bestie, you blow something up, they try to Bottomless, you Icarus. And it is just so amazing. You tag to Bestie, blow up their back row, they Bottomless, you chain Icarus, blow up their monsters, or blow up their other back rows, or whatever you need to do. It gets Bestie in the graveyard, so you can just Darius it back next turn, or whenever else. And having Bestie in the graveyard is a good thing, so... Oh my gosh, Icarus is just such a good card. You have to know when to side it out, but... so good. Okay, so that is the main deck, and let's go into the side deck next. Side decking is something that I've had trouble with Glads in the past because it's such a streamlined deck that it's hard to know exactly what to take out. But lately I have had more success with it, so let's just go ahead and get into it. 1 Crow also works really well with Icarus Attack, so it doesn't present itself as much of a dead draw, and yeah, it's just a good card against a lot of decks. So 1 Crow. 2 Consecrated Light. Consecrated Light is pretty much for Blackwings and Infernities. It just obviously shuts them down. 1 Juju for the mirror match. I actually like playing Glad on Glad because my build does pretty well against other Glad players. At least that's my experience. So you just have to take out Wabakus because they'll get the priority if it's their turn and all that kind of stuff. So just make sure you play it smart. But yeah, 1 Juju, 1 MST, just because yeah, some decks you need an extra MST. People that side in Decrees, you can side out Trap Stun and put in MST, so you want to be mindful of that. Get against random decks. 2 System Down. Some people prefer to play Pulling the Rug against gadgets, but I play System Down. And Pulling the Rug is probably a better card to have side deck because of Formula Monarch, but I just don't really run into it or have any sort of problem with it at my locals because of Chariot. So yeah, Chariot usually gets the job done on that aspect, so I play System Down. It just gets rid of Machina mostly. 1 Fragrance Storm for those like legit plant decks that run Titanial. And yeah, the card obviously does work against Titanial. It's a +1, so good on that front. 1 Indomitable. This card is actually really helpful. I actually sided in against 6 Sams and other decks like that. It is just so freaking. It's a good card. You can side it in against Blackwings if you're scared about the Gale Half and stuff, but it's just good in my opinion. It buffs a Glad by 500. You can return 2 Glads from the grave to the deck. Well, 2 Gladiator Beast cards to put it back in your hand, so it can be a +1. And it's just a good card in my opinion. I think it's very underrated. So 1 Warrior Elimination for Sams. Destroys all warriors on the field. 1 Chariot. This is for X-Sabers, gadgets, and Formula Monarch mostly. 2 Mirror of Oath for the mirror match. Because yeah, I prefer to play Mirror of Oath over Swallow Flip. Player preference, I guess. You can try both and see how you like it. And then a serious all-star of the frickin' side deck, or side deck. 2 Blackhorn of Heaven. I play this against Quick Draw, and oh my god, this is what has been saving me lately at locals. 2 Blackhorn of Heaven negates inherent special summons, so if they go to Synchro into Black Rose, if they go to Synchro into pretty much anything, you Blackhorn it. It's pretty much your Solemn Warning, just about, against Quick Draw, so, except for you don't pay life points, obviously. So, really good card. Really good card. Really good card. I would say this is the MVP of the side deck. Because, yeah, it shuts down Quick Draw mostly. And next we go into the extra deck. 2 Gazaris. I should have 3, but I just don't own 3. But it's never been a problem for me. So, I haven't really gotten another one. 2 Herc. Same thing. Probably should get a 3rd. Well, actually, I don't even think I would play 3 Herc. So, yeah. Chimera Tech, for obvious reasons. 5-star, we have Catastor. Obviously, you don't play any tuners, but since you have Reborn, you might as well fill it up to 15. So, Catastor for 5. Brionic for 6. Plus, I play Hand Advantage, so good discard. Revive King Hades, because if they have Plague Spreader, Reborn it. You can negate Dandelion, you can negate Goblin Zombie, stuff like that. Goyo. Black Rose. Armor Master, because you can Reborn Gale and Synchro with something you get back with Darius. And plus it's a Winged Beast, haha, for Icarus. Stardust. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, Stardust. Chevalier de Fleur, just in case you get their Junk Synchron. Or not Junk Synchron, frickin', you know what I'm trying to say. Quick Draw Synchron. Blackwing Dragon. This is just against, it's like just random, but burn decks, if you run into a burn deck. Although Glad's rip through burn decks, but just random life point hate, might as well have it. And 1 Scrap Dragon, because why not? You can tag into Darius, get something back, blow it up if you ever synchroed. I like never really synchro. I never really even choose to reborn my opponent's tuners. It's usually better to reborn your own Glad stuff and go into Gazaris, but might as well have the option presented. So there is my deck. Keep in mind, Icarus, freaking, I love that card so much. And if you don't have warnings, don't worry about it. Make sure you side those black horns against quick draw. Overall, I think this deck is really good. It's had a really nice success rate. I haven't really gotten to play too many Gravekeeper players with this deck post YCS Atlanta, because my other deck that I mostly play with is Plant Zombies, and for some reason my Plant Zombie deck actually seems to wreck Gravekeepers, which makes no sense, but that's kind of how it's been working. So anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. If you haven't checked out my channel, feel free to check it out. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps my channel. Feel free to subscribe if you want more videos. Make sure to leave a comment below, leave your input, all that fun stuff. If you want a deck, if you want me to cover a deck or something, let me know. And that's it. So peace out, guys. Until next time.